Breaking news! Boy, do we got some breaking news for you. Casherini Mullarini! I know. Most people will never ever watch this video. They just want boxing. They just want NFL, NBA, MLB. They just want Netflix. I know. They just want to finance the iPhone, finance the home, finance the car for 3 years, 5 years, or maybe forever. But for those that want to learn, maybe one person, maybe only 2 subscribers, click on this video and actually learn something that can make them some money. Because we got some great news for you. Do we got good news for you? Let me tell you, boy. Let me tell you. Starting July 4th, hashtag the PDT rule has been eliminated. Thank you, Trump. Thank you, Uncle Trump. Making America rich again. The PDT rule has been in place since 2001 for 25 years. And July 4th, it will be eliminated. It will be replaced. You see, since 2001, for the last 25 years, you had to have $25,000 minimum in your account, in your trading account, to use. Hold on, people. I'm not a robot. Hold on. For the last 20 years, since 2001, you had to have a 25 minimum equity. Basically, a 25 million. Why am I stuttering so much? Because I'm fucking hot and I'm hungry. That's why. Basically, you needed to have a 25 minimum in your trading account to use the trading account 3 times or more. If you wanted to trade, have more than 3 trades, if you wanted to buy Apple on Monday, Home Depot on Tuesday, and Walmart on Wednesday, you had to have. I'm like retarded. I didn't plan for this video. You could buy 3 trades a week. But if you wanted to buy Uber on Thursday, you couldn't. You had to have $25,000. Which means if your stock of Apple and Home Depot and, and Uber or whatever else went up, you couldn't sell on Friday because you already had your 3. Unless you had $25,000, which most people don't have, right? And for futures, you had to have $42,000. Futures are a whole other thing, right? But just for regular stocks, you had to have $25,000 to make 3 trades or more. You were limited to only 3 trades per week, which is 5 days, not 7, right? The whole market thing is 5 days, not 7. So, now, thank you, Trump. Now, starting July 4th, that will be removed. And the minimum will be, instead of $25,000, will be $2,000. That opens up the market for everyone. Now, it doesn't mean that there's no risk. It doesn't mean that this is gambling. This is not crypto. This is not FanDuel or DraftKings. You know what I mean? You still need to research. You still need to learn the charts. You still need to learn how the platforms work. You still need hard work, dedication. You know what I'm saying? But just dropping it from $25,000 to $2,000 is a leg up. It's a major leg up for just the average guy, right? I mean, you're going to need a little bit more than $2,000, you know what I'm saying? Because you need like another $2,000 to back you up. But, you know what I mean? When the minimum was $25,000, you really needed like $30,000. I don't want to go into all those details or whatever, right? But you get the idea. That now you could make as many trades as you want as long as you have $2,000 in your account instead of $25,000. So this means that you can day trade. This means that you could swing trade. This means that you could go in and get out, get your profit within days, not months. When sometimes you wait months, the opportunity disappears. You know what I'm saying? Because trades are very volatile and they go up and down. You know what I'm saying? So I was researching, you know what I mean? I was studying my finance news on Yahoo Finance, on TradingView, and on Market Watch. Those are great websites, right? Market Watch, TradingView, and Yahoo Finance. And I came across this article that was talking about this PDT rule. I don't know nothing about no PDT rule, right? And I was like, it's dropped. All I saw on the headline was $25,000 to $2,000, right? And I was like, I need to read that. I need to read that right now, let me tell you. And so I did.
I'm gonna get right to it.
And immediately, within three to 5 minutes, I said to myself, boy, I'm about to crack these niggas, let me tell you. Because, also, even if you got the 25K, it lets you diversify. You don't have to have 25K in just one account. Now, because it's only $2,000 an account, you could have 4 or 5 different accounts on different platforms. You know what I'm saying? Just in case they act up. Just in case they act up, you could just be like, fuck these niggas, you know what I mean? Here's your fucking $200, $300 in fees or your monthly subscription or whatever, and fuck y'all niggas. I got another 4 or 5 accounts. Fuck y'all niggas. I don't like your rates, you know what I mean? Your commissions, you know what I mean? One platform be charging you like $1.50 a trade, the other one's charging 99 cents, or the other one's charging 75 cents. You know what I'm saying? This lets you diversify. This lets you be flexible. And it opens the door to everybody, because anybody could have $2,000, right? So I immediately saw the upside. I immediately saw the opportunity. And I'm immediately gonna capitalize. And I didn't even know that this thing existed. I didn't even, you know what I mean? Because I don't know nothing about this. I'm just studying. I'm just learning, right? But, you know, I catch on to things real quick. I spot Cacciarini, Mullarini a mile away. And I'm like, this shit going down from 25K minimum to $2,000? I said, yeah, give me that. Give me that. Thank you, Trump. Thank you, Trump. Write it down. TradingView, Market Watch, and Yahoo Finance. There's a whole lot of other ones, but those are the ones that I follow. You gotta learn. You know what I mean? I also learned about my buy limits and the technology. You see, back in the day, you could buy a stock. You had to buy one whole stock. Let's just say that Apple is at $400. You had to buy the whole stock. Now, you could buy fractionals, which means you can buy 25% of that one stock. You could buy $100 worth instead of $400. You know what I mean? So that's another plus that lets you be more flexible. You could also set buy limits. You could set sell limits. These are triggers on the platforms, right? Where you could set the limit to buy it right here and sell it right here. Now, you know, common sense would tell me that after following because this shows you, you know what I mean, 1 year, 6 months, 1 month, 5 days, and 1 day. You could go back. You could just scroll back, right? You scroll back, you know what I mean, 10 days, 15 days, 20 days, and you see that you know what I mean, it's all leveled out around, it goes up here, down here, up here, but, you know what I mean, you see where the top is at, right? You see where the top is at? Now, sometimes it skyrockets all the way up here, but usually it stays in this range, right? So you could put a buy limit, meaning that you want to buy it, a trigger that automates, right? You don't even have to be at the computer. I mean, you kind of have to be at the computer to oversee shit, to get your money in and out quick. But if you don't mind waiting a couple days or so, you could just set the automation, right? Where you buy it down here, right? You buy it like at this price right here. And you put another trigger up here to sell it, a sell limit. This is a buy limit, and this is a sell limit, right? And the automation does everything for you. When this here might go up, if it goes up, well, it doesn't buy it. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to buy it up. You want to buy it down, so you could have this space to make money, right? When it goes down, right? Oh, you could just buy it there. But I'm trying to get my money, right? So I'm gonna put the buy limit right here, the automated trigger right here. If this goes down, right? Now, when the market starts in the morning, I've also noticed that not all stocks, not all of them, but most of them, a lot of them, when they start low, right? Especially if the day before was low. If the day before was high, the next day it starts high. And sometimes it goes low, right? The experts say to watch, not to buy within the first 15 minutes because that's where a lot of volatility is at, right? You don't know, the market's kind of crazy in the morning, right? You don't know where it's going to go. Wait the 15, 30 minutes and then buy. But usually, when it starts low, it continues low the next day. And when it starts high, when it starts, when the uptrend is going high, right? Like, this is like a little high, right? That's like, you can see a little high right there. But when it's like a big high, right? When it's like a big jump like that, right? It usually goes high the next day, right? But not always, right? That's why you got to wait the first 30 minutes. But I will open up 9:30, right? I'm looking at the live, the live candles, right? The live, well, they usually have candles. They usually have sticks, right? This is like different, right? But I'm looking at this line here, right? And I'm going to set the night before, I'm going to set my buy limit right over here, down here, because I'm expecting it to go down. It might take 15, 30 minutes, but 1 hour, but eventually it's going to come down. I'm expecting it. It's not guaranteed, but I'm expecting it to come down here, and it's going to trigger my automated set, right, that I put down here. It's going to trigger it, and it's going to buy it automatically. And then I'm going to put another trigger up here. These are called brackets, right? They're called brackets. I'm going to put another trigger up here, right? Well, maybe not that high, because you put a line from here. You put a line not all the way up here, right? It might go all the way up here, but it's not likely. But around here, you put a line straight like that, right? And it tells you where to buy it, where to put your sell limit. And then you put another automated trigger, a sell limit up here. So it's going to buy it down here, and it's going to grab from down here to up here, right? Whatever profit is there, right? And it's going to automatically do it for you. But, you got to watch the, go back a couple of days to see the pattern, right? And there's a lot of little strategies, right? I don't know everything, but I'm gonna catch on. I'm catching on real quick. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna catch on real quick. But I'm so glad that I came across that article that said that the limit is being dropped from $25,000 to only $2,000. That's a drastic difference, and offers mad opportunity and diversity to anybody. You could, because you could open up now, even if you had the $25,000 before, you could only open up one account. Now you can open up 4 different accounts on 4 different platforms, and and choose the platform that works best for you, that has the best analytics or the best indicators or the best. I don't even like too much analytics. You know what I'm saying? I just like to see my shit like this, normal. But there's a lot of fancy shit. I don't want to complicate shit. For myself, right, or for anybody. But that PDT rule dropping from $25,000 to only $2,000 is monumental, and it's the first time in 20 years. Thank you, Trump! Uncle Trump making America rich again. Now, obviously, this is not gambling. You know what I mean? Whether it's $25K or $2,000, you can still lose all your money if you're on some dummy shit. You know what I'm saying? If you got $25K and you start betting, $2,000 a stock, $3,000 a stock, you might lose all your money on some dumb shit. Just like if you have $2,000 and you start risking, $500 a stock, you're going to lose all your money on some dumb shit. You know what I mean? You got to be conservative. You got to be frugal. Remember number 1 rule. The number 1 rule is no baby mamas. And number 2 rule is protect the money you already have. You see, a lot of people don't understand that the stock market, just like any other business, right, is about protecting your money first and then making money. You're not going to make money if you're not aware of protection and risk management first. But I already knew that from previous businesses, right? But there's the same basic foundations of all businesses apply to just, whether you're selling hamburgers or cheeseburgers or cars or houses or stocks. It doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? You need to protect your money first. Then, with the protection in mind, then you focus on making money. And then you go in and just, get your feet wet. You know what I mean? You're not gonna go in and I'm gonna start with just $50. I'm gonna open up an account with like 5,000, 8,000. You know what I mean? Another one over there with like 8,000 or so. You know what I mean? 5 to 8,000, right? I'm gonna open up a couple, but each one, each stock, I'm only risking like $50. I'm gonna start with $50 till I get the hang of it, till I understand the stock, till I understand the market, till I understand, you know what I mean, how Apple works or how Home Depot works, because they're all different. How the S&P 500 works, how the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ. I already could tell that the NASDAQ is mad volatile. So when I want to get my money in and out, I want something that's going blah, 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 all over the fucking place. You see how this is not that volatile? You see how this is kind of like, kind of like, they call this basin. They call this basin when it's like not going up and down. That it's just like, kind of like sideways, right? So it depends. If you want something long term that is stable, you know what I mean? You don't want to watch it too much. Get something that's basin. Get something that's stable, right? But if you want to get in and get out, now that's good for long term, but that's not good for day trading. That's not good for weekly trading because there's no volatility. There's no, you know what I mean? It's the same. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna make for money from here to here, from here to here? You know what I mean? For day trading, for like, which is kind of risky, right? Because where there's volatility, there's more risk, but there's also the opportunity of making more money. So you gotta find different stocks with different things. For long term, I like the S&P 500, right? But for volatility, for in and out, if I'm getting in and out in 1 day or 2 days or 3 days, and I want to just go in there and crack somebody, crack the market for like 10 G's real quick, 5 G's, you know what I'm saying? Maybe 20 G's. I'm gonna go to the NASDAQ. But you also need to study the NASDAQ and study how it's been doing the last 30 days, the last 6 months, the last week. You know what I mean? Because it could change. You know what I'm saying? You need to go forward, go back. You need to go back over here, scroll back and scroll back and scroll back. You know how you be doing on what do you do on what's that thing called? Tinder. On Tinder. You know how you be like swipe left, swipe right, or whatever, right? You need to start swiping for some Casherini Mullarini. You need to swipe for some Casherini Mullarini. Let me tell you, you need to study this shit. You know what I'm saying? This is not gambling. This is not DraftKings. You know what I mean? This is not that crypto nonsense. You know what I'm saying? This requires skills, hard work, dedication. But it's not that complicated. You know what I'm saying? It looks complicated when you see all these fucking little, candles and all these scribbles and all that stuff. But you could just delete that. You could just delete all the extra shit that you don't need. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna delete all the extra shit that I don't need. I'm gonna, swipe left, keep swiping left for like about 10, 15 days. See what the pattern is. And if the pattern is like this, I'll invest a little bit long term. If the pattern is like this, I'm gonna invest live, like in the morning when I see it, how it's going. You know what I mean? If I see it down here and I see that it's been going down, I'm gonna expect it to go down, but I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna just jump in, put mad fucking money on this shit and the shit just continues to drop. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for it to drop, and as soon as I see it come up a little bit, boom, I'm gonna buy right there, but not too much. I'm gonna buy $50 right there. Now, we're gonna wait another 15 minutes. If it goes up a little bit more, maybe it comes back down, and I buy it again right here at $50, another one, right? And then I'm gonna wait. And once it goes past this level right here, boom, dropping $200 plus the other $50, that's $300, and boom, and right over here, I'm gonna be out. Right around here, around this line here, the top line, I'm gonna wait for it from here. I'm gonna wait for it from here, go to this line right here. Bah. You put lines, you got all these drawing tools, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm out the same day. About to crack these niggas for like $800, $1,000, $2,000 every single day. Watch. I'm gonna catch on. I'm gonna catch on to this shit real quick, boy. I'm gonna catch on to this shit real quick. Within a couple years, I'm gonna start cracking these niggas for like $10,000, $20,000 every fucking day. #NoLie.